Hello, I'm Alex, and welcome to my art channel. In 2020, I made the decision that I wanted to get into taking photographs, or actually in the year 2019, I made the decision that I wanted to start getting back into drawing, and I wasn't successful in finding enough time to do much drawing. And so the compromise was that in 2020, I was going to also put aside some time for taking lots of photographs. These photographs showing up in the background here are not my 12 favorite yet. I am going to show you my 12 favorite from the year, and they are not in any order from like worst to best. They are actually in the order of when they were taken throughout the year. So earliest in the year through the most recent. Enjoy! In the very beginning of 2020, I took this photograph of a little baby alligator. It just came out so much better than I ever expected it to come. If the year was 2004 right now, I'm sure I would be chasing around all my friends trying to get them to put this as their computer desktop background or wallpaper or something. Taking this particular photograph gave me a whole lot of motivation to continue and take a lot more pictures throughout the year. This next photograph is of Brian and his two sons. Brian plays guitar in Bloodthirsty Vegans, which is a band that I'm in. The thing that I love about this photograph is sometimes you just are lucky enough to capture a memory, and this photograph just sort of instantly takes me back. The two boys in it were snake hunting, and seeing this image always like really reminds me how much unbridled joy these two boys have for snakes. Thus concludes the reptile related portion of this. Is not going to be 12 pictures of reptile stuff. Then sometime in late spring, early summer, we went on a camping trip. These next three photos come from that trip because I ended up taking a whole ton of pictures. This particular one, I was just walking past some burrs and wanted to try and capture some depth, hoping that some depth would show up in the shot if I pointed the camera down the stalk of the plant. And just sometimes things show up in the camera beyond what you were expecting. And then this next one is sometimes you hope things will show up in the camera and they don't. I was taking this photograph. This photograph has my family in it, and these four awesome women were next to a really, really deep drop off, and I was hoping to capture them in the foreground and hoping that you could see just what a crazy drop it was on the other side of them. But in the photograph it looks like they could just as easily just be sitting on level ground. I mean, the drop off doesn't show, but in the final analysis it doesn't matter. There's a wonderful photograph of four awesome women that mean a lot to me, and so it ended up being just a great photograph of friends and family. And our good family friend Fenna, who was in that last photograph, sculpted this on the beach, made a little sand sculpture. And I love photographing other people's art, and in particular I was trying to photograph this in such a way as to sort of mask some of the scale, which I love how it succeeds in that a little bit. The sculpture itself was tiny, but if you put the camera in the right place, it's sort of ambiguous. Like, this could be huge, could be small, could be it's a mystery. It's a fun mystery in a photograph. And speaking of using photography to show scale, my daughter's birthday, she got a kitten. The kitten was super tiny, just a handful of a kitten, and so I wanted to capture just how small of a creature she was, she's now much, much larger than that. So I love having this photograph to just sort of take me back to that first day that Leslie came to live with us. Kind of hard to go wrong with a picture of a tiny kitten. And our friend who brought Leslie to live with us is an artist friend of ours named Elvie Joe. And she has just all kinds of inspiring artistic stuff all throughout her space. It's just very, very visually inspiring. So she's the type of person who understands if you tell her something like, I would like to climb in the chicken coop and take a whole lot of photographs of some birds, she'll be, go for it. And so I came out with this photograph that I really, really like. And here is another photograph of somebody else's artistry. Throughout the summer, we had Black Lives Matter, Justice for George Floyd, and Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery, and say their names activity all throughout the summer. And someone created this display on their front lawn. I don't think my photograph really conveys the gravity, the weight of it. It doesn't quite give you the sense of being there in person looking at it, but it approaches it. Next at number 9, a picture from this fall. This is just some fall leaves in their last throes against a really cool, deep blue sky. It's hard to articulate exactly why I'm so taken with this, but there's just something about it. It just speaks to me about renewal and how these leaves are on their way to providing next year's energy for the beginning of the next life cycle. Yeah, I love this photo. Number 10 is a photograph that I took inside of a dumpster. I think what I like about it is just that if you don't say I took this photograph inside of a dumpster, you look at the photograph and you're like, whoa, what is that? It kind of conveys Garbage Planet without exactly explicitly telling you why or how. And number 11, this is another one of my absolute favorites, photograph of my family. And you can spend all your life trying to capture the exact moment of action. My photographs of trying to capture an exact moment just never turn out. It's always a second too late or a second too early or something. But this transferring of a stick, not only did I catch the exact right moment of transfer, but just everything about the photograph in the background, the foreground, everything behaved itself. It's lightning in a bottle, this photograph. I don't know if I'll ever, I'm just really happy that it's of two people that I love. And the last one, number 12, is kind of like that also. This is just a photograph of my daughter's boot at a playground. And yes, I boosted the saturation until the colors started to make me really happy. I could just frame this and hang this on a wall. But yeah, I'm really happy that I decided to take a lot of pictures in 2020. These 12 in particular make me really happy. If you'd like to see more of my photography, I'm trying to get it up online at my website, amperosoft.com, under the art tab, under photographs. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. If you'd like to see my future artistic endeavors, please subscribe to my art channel here. And thank you very much. Peace and love, tolerance, justice, and I'm out.